Here we go. This is our CSinScience Facilitator monthly meeting for December. Welcome, welcome. I'm Melody, and I'm kind of running this call along with Irene. Hi, Irene.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So just an update on the CSinScience online portions for any of your teachers that are asking or for your benefit. By this point, they should have at least gotten and nearly completed part 3, and that was the kind of, actually they should have gotten it and finished it, because that was the in-person workshop component. And so now that the teachers have completed the in-person fall workshop, they're looking for their online component, that's their post-workshop component. And that was slated to be sent out the 5th. However, Code.org didn't anticipate that was also CS Education Week, which we're in the midst of right now. So that has been pushed back to release the 12th or even the 13th. They'll for sure get it out. They are closing their office the 16th. So it will definitely be out by then, but optimistically the 12th, when all of the craziness from Hour of Code and CS Education Week goes away. And if teachers are curious, it's going to involve a refresher on complex adaptive systems. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Okay. Refresher. And working on their implementation plan. Okay.
I'm wondering if there's a way to mute everyone.
Yeah. I think there may just be some sort of lag. I'm gonna, where's my stuff here? Let me try.
Oh, I think we're good.
Okay, we're good? Okay, good. So, and then if you're interested in looking at the online phases and the in-person phases, they're linked in the Google Doc at the bottom of this slide, which we'll share out with you and we've shared in the past. And that kind of will outline what is expected in the spring PD. And we'll also have resources for that being released sooner rather than later. Just stay posted for a message from me about that.
Great.
Okay. Oops. Okay. Updates.
All right. So as Melody mentioned, it's CS Education Week, and we had 2 really cool announcements put out by the White House in honor of CS Education Week. The first one was about the opening of the teacherswithguts.org site and how that's going to serve our community writ large of 2,000 or so teachers. And also it mentioned that we are going to offer a MOOC again that'll help prepare science teachers to become CSinScience teachers. And we hope to do that, if all goes well, late spring. Okay, next.
All right.
Thank you. So I wanted to say thanks to everyone for advocating for CSinScience and being a believer. We are walking a fine line. This is a image from a Computing Ed blog, which is Mark Gusdeal's blog, and he was talking about the Associate Director of the National Science Foundation's Education and Human Resources branch. While advocating CS for Science, she was saying, well, but we need to be very careful because there are organizations like the National Science Teachers Association or the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics that are very wary of CS coming in and taking the place of science courses, math courses, and thus the jobs of science and math teachers. So I realize we're all walking this fine line between computer science and science, and we keep on persevering and showing people what's possible, either as science or as computer science or as the mix. And you know that it isn't one way or another, that we're finding ways to do it that work for various people. So anyway, thank you so much for keeping computer science and science in your repertoire and in your lives and helping to push forward. You're doing great things.
Woohoo!
Okay, next.
Okay.
Woohoo! Some updates from facilitators. So we heard from Chris Beck, and she is in Chicago, and she wrote to tell me that she's taught Unit 1 to all 8 sections of her students, and it's going really great. And then she's helping to prepare work with science teachers so that they will introduce the other modules later. And then we've got Cheryl online. Cheryl and I submitted a proposal to give a talk at...
Are you there?
Hello? Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I think Irene, her service has cut out. So Cheryl, could you talk a little bit about the proposal that you and Irene submitted?
I'm not well versed in the proposal. Irene submitted it, but I'm on board as far as going to the conference. It's in Orlando in July. I believe it's like the 14th. And we are going to do a half-hour session of some type of introduction to Project Guts.
Okay, great.
We
That'll
haven't
be
worked on
awesome.
the details yet.
All right. And that's great, tying in with what Irene was mentioning about making sure that we get science teachers on board and that we are integrating into organizations like NSTA versus, you know, them thinking that we're trying to replace them or anything like that. So great work. All right. Updates from professional development and feedback that I've been getting in particular from teachers. This is more geared toward, I think, newer facilitators. Something that we want to make sure that we do in our workshops is go over the resources plenty of times so that teachers understand where they are. In particular, the debugging tips document, which is in the Project Guts website under CSinScience resources. And the most common question I've been getting by far from teachers is they're in crisis mode because their students' widgets are disappearing. And as we know, that's an easy fix as long as they have the document. So if you're not familiar with it, I'll actually go here. I think everyone who's on this call right now is, but people watching later may need a little more guidance. So projectguts.org, classroom resources, teacher resources, and then these resources, Star Logo Nova, are just, they're gold in the classroom. In particular, the math basics, but also the debugging tips for SL Nova. And that opens up as a Word document, which when my computer does that, the very first one in there is what to do if widgets disappeared. And it says, you know, do not save, make sure that you resize the internet browser and things like that. And I think the standard things that teachers try to do to fix things like refresh the page or save and close out and come back in, those actually make the problem worse. So we want to make sure that teachers are familiar with this document. It's not just about widgets. It's got a lot of debugging tips. So if you're not familiar with it, check it out and share it with your teachers. Let me get back to where I need to go. That was some of my Java stuff. And then maybe we'll have less confusion about that. We also got messaging, community messaging that went out to all the teacher participants in the workshops. And so if you're curious about that, the link is right here in teacher communications. It was also sent out as a link in our facilitator, like bi-monthly emails. So you can see kind of on the teacher end, like what your participants are hearing from code.org and CSinScience, because I know sometimes we're not sure what information they've gotten and they haven't. So that's a good resource to look at. All right, and I see Irene is back.
Yeah, sorry
okay.
about that.
No problem.
Thanks for taking over. Okay, so we're in a soft launch phase now with a few small group of teachers testing the Teachers with Guts site. Later this week, it'll be open in earnest, and we'll invite all of the 60 or 70 CSinScience facilitators to join in. Let's see, can I grab screen now, Melody?
Sure, I'll stop sharing.
Okay.
And you can take over.
Oops, that's not the right one. Sorry. Share screen. Yep. I have to find the right window. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so this is what the landing page looks like. And there are 4 main areas. One is discussions, where the forums are, resources, updates on news, and looking at the members. So in discussions, you'll see it is very much what you'd expect, a typical discussion forum. And one thing that's really cool is around each resource. So you go into resources, say I'm looking for an activity, want it for middle school, and I wanted to use it to teach a computer science concept. And here are some of the ones that come up. For each of these, see, I will choose decoding. You have a way of seeing a preview of what the document is or activity is. That one's long. And then there are related links, things to download or the attached model. But what's really cool is you can join the discussion about this particular resource and say, oh, I've used it in this way, or I customized it, and here's the changes I made. And then this is available on the discussion side. So there's interface between resources and people's comments on them. But then also in discussions, there are a whole bunch of other things like workshops and pedagogy and best practices. So that's cool to check out. On the news side, we're just going to post things of interest to our community. And then on members, you can see a listing of current people, something about their role and what they do, where they're located. And in the future, we are going to have a way that you can identify people who are able to mentor you on certain topics. And when you sign up and put your own profile up, there are places for you to click on, you know, would like mentoring on such and such. So we can help people make pairs and learn from each other. So that's a quick overview. There are other things coming. There's a section on practice, so we'll have practice exercises together. And there's also another area coming that'll have different events and workshop information. But that's it. It's supposed to be friendly, and hopefully people will be able to find different activities and tools that they'll want to use in their classrooms. So enjoy.
Sounds great.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's coming together. Okay, so where are we?
Slide 10 now.
Is that it? Here.
We also didn't get a chance to hear from Miriam and Cheryl about their success in their workshops yet, so we can do that as well. I forgot when we did facilitator updates.
Can we do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had our Broward workshop. We had about 10 participants. I think some of the attendance was low because there was a accident that completely shut down the turnpike.
Oh no.
People did arrive, like some of them 2 hours late, and I'm assuming that some people may have gotten discouraged, and so we didn't have as many as we had thought. But I think it went really well. I had Mateo and Barbara working with me, our 2 new facilitators, and gave them a chance to step up and lead. And it worked very nicely. What we did, we had done, all of us did ecosystems in the summer. And so then we used that to teach the for teaching each other. So we kept with that unit as far as the lessons for lessons 2 and 3. And then in the afternoon, we broke them into smaller groups based on their disciplines. And each of the facilitators took a group and we worked them through those. And actually, I think they left with a wealth of knowledge to get them up and running for the one that they'll actually implement. So we'll follow that up in the spring to give them additional skills for successful implementation. But it was very positive, and I think the TLO model worked very nicely.
Super.
Well, Cheryl, apparently hello?
Go on.
Okay. Cheryl, apparently I was wrong. I thought that Broward was the one that had the most, the people that came back, but apparently I don't know, I was thinking of something else. But Miami, we lost about 5 of our participants between the summer and the fall, but we had pretty much everyone show back, which was nice. The only part that was discouraging, again, is that they lost their professional learning partner, so they're up in the air in terms of the spring. Now, Miami was a little different in the sense that everybody had done the chemical reactions module during the summer. And then what we did is that, so we still did our TLO in the fall, but we approached it a little differently in the sense where we quickly retaught, but then what we did is that we quickly moved into the other 2 modules, split them up so that they would be able to do TLOs for the fall and the spring. So we set it up that way, so they're going to be reviewing the other 2, if you will, teaching, lessons 2 and 3, to each other. We just kind of flip things around a little bit. We don't, like I said, it's still kind of up in the air in terms of the spring. And I had heard through the grapevine that Broward had picked up CS and algebra for their fall, so I don't know if Broward is going to be picking up the Miami-Dade one as well.
Okay.
Well, I know that we had, for some of the other courses that we did have people come from Miami and some people come from Palm Beach.
Right.
So some people came up and people down. But I don't know which groups those were.
Okay. Great. I'm glad things are going well in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so I wanted to just give a thanks, a call out to the facilitators who served as reviewers for a new student-facing lab notebook design for Project Guts. That's going well. It's very much a sketch that could become the basis for future proposals. We'll have an upcoming call for user testers. For the GUT site. And what we hope to find out is how the Teachers with GUT site can better serve facilitators. So that'll be coming up. And then on the road, we just wanted to mention the upcoming workshops we know about. There'll be a New Mexico-based teacher PD, and We Teach Austin is another workshop in June of 2017. There's a New Mexico STEM conference that I just saw the call for proposals for. CSPD week will be in late June, early July, I think, of 2017, as well as the Computer Science Teachers Association conference. So lots coming up in the summer. If you know of other workshops that we should add to the list, please let me know. And I think that's it for today. Did anyone have any other comments or feedback?
No, we miss you. I miss the community and being able to get together.
Yes.
Yes.
That was always really productive, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very much. All right.
Yeah, we miss you. It's good to be able to chat like this, though. Check in every month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, take care. Happy holidays. Have a great holiday season and be safe.
You
You
too.
too.
You too, and thank you for all your work on that site, which is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, give it a try. See you
All
soon.
right.